Greetings and a warm welcome to this week's edition of 401k Real Talk. This is Fred Barstein, contributing editor at wealthmanagement.com's RPA channel and CEO at Trow, TPSU, and 401k TV. I review all of this week's stories and select the most important and interesting ones, providing open, honest, and candid discussion you will not get anywhere else. So let's get real. First story, though the Bureau of Labor Statistics has not reported job numbers for the second month because of the government shutdown and chaos at the Bureau after Trump fired the commissioner, Challenger, Gray, and Christmas is reporting massive job cuts. The over 153,000 cuts in October are 183% increase over September and 175% from a year ago, led by the tech sector as well as not-for-profits, whose cuts are up 419% from last year. The Chicago Fed indicated that unemployment is up, made worse by the government shutdown and layoffs. AI may be the culprit, especially for tech companies, but employers hate uncertainty, leading to cost cuttings and reluctance to hire. The Fed may respond by lowering interest rates, which could lead to a recession if inflation continues to rise, due in part to tariffs. Next story, Madison Dearborn has put together the pieces for an interesting RIA and RPA $580 billion aggregator through its $2.7 billion acquisition of parts of NFP, which it sold to Aon for $13 billion more than a year ago. Wellspire, which was the name of NFP's wealth division, now has $80 billion in wealth and $500 billion in retirement, includes NFP Retirement, Fiduciant, which is an institutional investment consultant, a Canadian private wealth firm, and a UK/US family office service provider. It will be led by the former head of Wellspire, Mike Lamena. The new entity raised $1 billion in debt finances for acquisitions, new hires, and technology. The wealth and retirement divisions of NFP never really collaborated, but the plan is for that to change to leverage the convergence of wealth and retirement at work under the new entity, which is well positioned. Next story. The move to make private market investments continues with Schwab's $660 million acquisition of Forge, a private market platform, citing the importance of these alternative investments, especially as fewer companies go public, plus demand by investors. It's another indication, along with the executive order and many PE firms gearing up to offer their funds in DC plans, that these investments will be more available to everyday investors. Next story. If data is so valuable and the new oil, why shouldn't firms that house and manage that data charge for it? And what could be a groundbreaking move, JP Morgan reached agreement with Plaid, the nation's largest wealth aggregator, to pay for the bank's consumer data, which experts believe could lead to similar move by other financial institutions and even DC record keepers. A CFPB rule requiring financial institutions and credit card companies to transfer data for free at the request of the consumer, set to go into effect April 2026, is being challenged by the Trump administration. The issue is at the heart of the Pantera-Fidelity feud and will only heat up as both record keepers, which gather and manage participant data, and advisors who sell the plan both look to offer wealth services which require data. Unresolved issues around data use and consumer permissions may be played out in the courts. Finally, reading some reports from institutional consultants could make you believe that most plans are already deploying auto features. But the reality, especially for smaller plans, according to Vanguard's How America Saves report, is very different. Read my wealthmanagement.com/RPA column about how RPAs play the pivotal role in helping clients make these important features more available, which is the #1 way to improve participant outcomes. So those were the most important and interesting stories from the past week. I listed a few others I thought were worth reading, covering Gusto acquisition of Guideline closes, Voya on the hunt for more acquisitions after the One America deal, hardship withdrawals are on the rise, as the deadline nears, a guide to complying with Roth catch-up provisions, and a cautionary tale from a small pension plan on the dangers of private investments. Please let me know if I missed anything or if you'd like to comment. Otherwise, I look forward to speaking to you next week on 401k Real Talk.